Hello and welcome to the first chapter of AC News. I decided to create this news flash thing just because every now and then I come across a bit of information that I'd like to share with all of you. Usually it has something to do with European comics. So far I've been putting these small news to the community post, but I don't actually favor that. It feels like it's missing something. So I decided, okay, let's do this news format and I'll use it only and if there's a need to it. I don't expect there to be a lot of these news, but whenever something worthwhile comes along, I'll do a quick video and talk about it. And the news bit that made me consider this actually ties into the Angoulême Comic Book Festival. Yes, I'm still trying to get the festival report done, but at the festival, two publishers made a deal that is important if you like European comics. You see, Magnetic Press, an American, I think it's Chicago-based comic publisher, they made a deal with the French comic book publisher called Label 619. And the idea is that Magnetic Press will be printing 4 to 6 comics per year from Label 619. They'll translate it into English and put out under the Magnetic Press label. Now this is of course really good news for all of us who would like to read more European-made comics, but rather in English. And as it happens, Magnetic Press already has a history with Label 619. They've been translating and publishing comics from two creators, and now they, with this deal that they made, they're going to expand the catalog even more. Now, what are these comics that are coming to us English readers? There has been only verification of one comic book or one series, which I will not name here. I can only show it to you because I don't know how the YouTube police or algorithm will think about it, but you'll get it when I show it to you. But as the founder of Magnetic Press said in the statement, they will be putting out 4 to 6 comic books per year. That's quite a lot. So I don't think that they can just stay with this one series that they already confirmed. And the first books should be out already this year. Now, this was the news. This was the content of it. But since this is a comic book channel, I thought it'd be kind of boring not to show any comics. So what I'll do now is I'll show you my Magnetic Press comics. There aren't many yet. And then I'll show you the website of Magnetic Press so you get an idea what kind of company they are. And then I'll show you the site of Label 619 so you get an idea what type of comics there might be coming our way. Maybe you get interested from them, and so you should bookmark the Magnetic Press website and keep watching it closely. But let's jump to the comics. The first book I'll show you is Black Box Chronicles. This one is not translated work. It's kind of an anthology, but there is tying like a theme tying everything together. The idea is that humans have sent out spaceships all over the universe, and some of those didn't survive or didn't make it. And now there are people retrieving these black boxes of those vessels. And by opening or seeing the data on them, we can see the story, what happened with that vessel and the black box. And of course, because this is story of multiple black boxes, it means that they can have many different creators having their own take on, you know, whatever space, disaster, dystopia, accident, you know, whatever happened. So as an idea, this is a good one. I already read this one, but I was so hasty that I don't even remember what happened here. It's one of those cases that I just pushed myself fast, well, too fast, so that nothing really registered. I need to reread this again to give any comment on the quality. The next one is of European origin, Mega, by Morvan and Bengal. Morvan is the writer and Bengal is the artist. But this is not original from label 619. It's from another European publisher. And this is the first cooperation of Morvan and Bengal. It's about these pilots, and they pilot these massive mechas, like war machines. Here you can see how big they are. There is a person in the hand of the mecha. And this is the story of this one crew. Their mecha gets damaged during this battle. The mechas are the size of like skyscrapers. They fall to the ground and they have to continue on foot. And at the same time they have to face the destruction that they have caused with this war within this city. And that's the basic premise of the book. The black box I showed you, that was soft cover. This is hardcover. And the next one is from the same creator team, Morvan, Bengal. Naja is a story of this girl. She is a paid killer, assassin. The premise of the story is quite basic, that she's an assassin and then she notices at some point that actually someone has made her target as well. And of course, because assassins has to be cool, her weirdness is that she doesn't feel anything. She can't feel anything physically or emotionally. That's pretty good place to start if you are an assassin. Bengal art is very manga influenced, but it's also very light on details, very almost like sketchy. And that gives this story more speed and urgency. As you can see, not too many details, but everything you need. Here we can see Naja arriving to this party and then not wasting too much time and making a hit. And then we can see someone starting after her, which is a mistake. And this is how they introduce the main character. And this book is also a hardcover. You have to knock on the hardcovers. That's how I've been told. Oh, and it has shiny bits. The reason why my magnetic press comics are mostly written by Morvan is Silaj. He also writes this story. There's a different artist, Bouquet. And those who follow this channel know that I'm kind of hooked to this series and been reading it for many years. It has also been available in English under the name of Wake from publisher NBM. But I think they might be hard to find these days. And then back to table. This last one, Frontier. This is by Shilam Zingelang. I'll show you. It has shiny bits and also some of the parts of the cover are like embossed, like they're higher than the rest of it. Now, this has amazing art. This is opposite of that Bengal style. This has so much details that it slows you down as a reader because you kind of have to look at all the panels for a long time. So much details. The story was okay on this one, but I liked the graphics more. I did like the story. There's nothing wrong with it. But I was more hooked to this art, which was the reason why I bought it. And at the end, it also has these sketches, and even they have a lot to look at. An insane amount of detail. And this one, as we can see here, this is originally from label 619. And it's a soft cover. Okay, so we already saw one comic book that originated from label 619, but let's now first jump to the Magnetic Press website. So here we are at Magnetic Press. I really like their website. I'm a big fan of this. Just clicking at the titles here, you get everything they do, graphically presented, or you can choose also by different filters like H filters. But here they have everything, and this is good marketing. I just want to stop here and say it. You have to say, if someone's doing good work, you have to say it. And I like the fact that they decided to do this page with horizontal banners rather than the old school cover of comic book. Because if it would be comic book cover, then one book would take at least the space of these 3 banners. So it would just make the page longer. Some companies only list, if they have a lot of series, they only list them as these text links. And that's boring too, because we are talking about a visual medium. So doing it this way makes me want to browse all of it, which I actually have done on their website. And also having these nominations put on the banners, this is good marketing. So my high five to Magnetic Press for doing it this way. And here we can see what kind of things. Oh, by the way, they also do illustrated books like this Arsène Lupin. This is not a comic book. It's an illustrated story. I know it because I bought it accidentally thinking that it is a comic book. Here we can see Black Box. And here's one, Carbon and Silicon. Let's look at it. We can see if you go deeper. So this is how it looks when you go deeper to the page. You can see the banner is bigger. Here is the creator, Matthew Bablé. And this is, by the way, from label 619. It's the other artist that they've been publishing so far. You get a short text explaining what the story is about. And you have a picture of the actual book. This is always better, I think, than the generic picture of just the cover. You expect at least the cover picture, but that's always boring. Here you can see also how the book looks like. A bit more effort. I think that it has much more impact. And then you have the specs, page count, soft cover size, all of that. And some more panels just to show you what you're going to get if you're going to get it. And they added like an ad from the same creator, another book, Shangri-La. And this is also originally from label 619. Both of these books, Shangri-La and Carbon and Silicon, have been on my purchase list for a long time. Just never got around to put it in the basket. And here, if you go further, you get also some excerpt from the actual comic book. This looks like the moment that these androids, Silicon and Carbon, are created, like the origin of them. Origin story. That's how I understood it. Okay, now my net is lagging. Here we go. So, really well done, really well done. But let's go back and I'll show you a bit more. There is so much interesting stuff here. Here we can see Frontier. This is the one I just showed you. Love, this is interesting. And I've noticed that the older I get, the more I get interested of the children's comics too. I just love the art. There's something about it. And if the writers are good, then adults can enjoy it too. This is something that I've been looking for, Mr. Invincible, but it's been hard to get for some reason in Europe. Not sure why. But let's not waste too much time on this page. Let's jump to the French publisher Label 619 page. So here we are, and this is their logo, Label 619. That's easy to remember. Going through this, I was thinking, like, what will they be releasing at Magnetic Press? I thought that this might be one of them, as it's like a co-op by the two creators that they have already been publishing. So maybe a lot of their books as you can see just from the covers, they're not the usual clear line European thing. They're not even the marginal school. These are a bit more chaotic. And that is the label 619's idea. They want to travel the roads others don't. That is how they express themselves. And here we can see carbon and silicon. And this is the series I was talking about. This has been now confirmed. There are many books of this series, which I will not pronounce here because I'm afraid that the YouTube algorithm will get me, whatever that means. But I'll show you a little bit. This is one volume. We can get an excerpt here. So this is one of the volumes of this MTK series. And although the graphics, with the graphics you might think that it's not necessarily brutal, bloody. This is, as you can see, for some reason this preview is just moving. This it's like jumping around. I don't know why. It's not the internet. It just does this. And here we can see how this ends. The ending is not nice for the character. It's almost surprising that it starts like this. And these are the main characters, these round-headed figures. I don't know too much about this series. I read somewhere that it has to do with like fake news, like post-truth time, and yeah, something like that. I don't know what that means in action. Let's see. Then we jump here and we are in the middle of some kind of gang war. Or there's a gang. It looks like there's a gang attacking police with Molotov cocktails, if they are a police. And it doesn't end well for the police. So it's a slaughter right from the start. This is the series that Magnetic Press has already confirmed that they'll be releasing. And if we go a bit further, I'll just show you more of the cover so you get an idea if there would be something that interests you. And here again, they decided to go with covers like the book pictures, and I prefer these over the generic cover pictures. Again, a bit more work to take a picture of each of the books, but for me as a reader, this is more inviting. I can already see how thick they are compared to each other. Oh, by the way, this PTSD, this is also by Gillam Singeleng, the same person who did The Frontier that I just showed you. But this one is also available in English, but that was through First Second, I think. It's something that has been on my purchase list too for some time, and I've heard a lot of good things about it. One of the big series that Label 619 has is Docubacks. These are stories of suspense and horror, and it's been inspired by US pulp comics, and easy comics and that type of stuff. Let's look at one of the previews. We got more covers here, so just in case you are into that horror and easy comics style, this is the French version of it. This is European creators doing it in their own style. And there are lots of these Docuback albums. Well, they're not albums, they're thicker books. But as you can see, there are lots of them. And by the way, this series that I will not name, I think it got started as a short cartoon, like an animated movie. And then it continued in a comic book format. Maybe someone who knows better and is watching this can explain what these characters are and what the stories are. They got Tank Girl, so they also have something that is translated to friends from other countries. Okay, I think we've seen enough. So you get the idea what might be coming our way, because as I said, they said 4 to 6 volumes per year. That means a lot of good stuff might be coming our way. So that was my first AC news flash. I think this is better for certain things because I wanted to share this information, and if I would have put it to community post, just few photos and then long text, it'd be more boring. So I'll go with this in the future too. You know, sometimes it could be that it's just a 1-minute video saying, hey, by the way, this is coming. Yay. But now the yay is because this is ending, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.